Hey guys, Federalist again. Um, May 25th of last year, I made a video that was entitled "A Eurosceptic Rant from an American." Well, time to revisit that today. Next week, I believe this coming week is going to be an election, uh, and UKIP is once again. I'm backing UKIP on this one, even though I'm an American. You guys in Great Britain, of course, you will be the ultimate judge of all this stuff, but wow. I've been watching some of the various shows that are on in the media and some of the things here on YouTube, and I'm sitting there watching like David Cameron, who's expected to probably be your next prime minister, and the other two the failed old parties, as they like to say in UKIP. Wow, he's Nigel's right. You can't put a cigarette paper between the two of them, the three of them. There's just not a lot of difference. They're arguing semantic, 10 million here, 20 million there. They all want to stay in the European Union. Some of them are fascinated with the idea of dropping the pound sterling and jumping on board with the euro. It seems like there's a lot of these guys over there in these various other three parties that are just goofballs. Um, I watched an interview. I believe it was on the BBC, and some, of course, smarmy jackass, you know, lefty was on there just, ranting about, oh, well, you made up the number of 75% of our laws. I'm sorry, 1% of your laws, and I'm speaking to you, Great Britain, 1% of your laws being made by Brussels is 1% too many. And readily, the guy conceded that it was more than half. That's too much. I mean, really. I mean, they're dictating to you people through these various laws and these backdoor styles of lawmaking. How often you can have your trash brought to the dump, where your fishing domain, how much your fisheries are going to yield. All these dumb things that have nothing to do with these busybodies in Brussels. You're fighting the same thing that we are. You're fighting against the centralizing of power, because it's so hard to take down a goofball tyrant, know nothing busybody that's in Brussels from England. It's so hard to do that. It and there, Nigel and other like there's a couple of guys from the Tories, Dan Hannan, who's like a rock star. He seems to be of like mind with Nigel Farage, but he's in one of the popular old parties, so he's probably not going to be leaving unless they throw him out. Like, was that guy Stuart Wheeler, the guy that just ducked out, big financial guy from the Conservatives, finally said, "Look, you people are idiots. I'm leaving," and ducked him and went over to UKIP. I think that's fantastic. Um, Maybe more people like him will finally realize that this whole European Union thing is a scam. This is the global warming of politics. This it really is. This is just a money siphon and a power drain. Um, this really reminds me of sort of a post-Soviet communism. Let's centralize power, and let's share the wealth until there is no wealth, and then there's just poverty, and then we'll share the poverty equally. That's what I'm getting out of this whole movement. It's tied together with the green people. We like to call them over here tree huggers, because they're a bunch of brainless morons that believe trees have feelings, and but then they can't have too many trees to scrub off that carbon dioxide. Now, can we? These people just are senseless, stupid, motivated by bad teaching in public schools by union wonk teachers with their government benefit packages. It's ridiculous. And I see a lot of, one thing, I've never been to Great Britain. I've never been there, but I find the place fascinating. Anything I can watch on the history of Great Britain, I'm up for it. I'm game. I will watch things from World War II, where we cooperated to bring down the Nazis and the fascists, on up through Anything on the military channel. I'm a former military guy. Love the military. So I really like to watch you guys' exploits over in the Persian Gulf as you fight alongside of us. Um, it's just I'm fascinated with your country. Don't get a big head over it, okay? But I am. I see you guys as like our cousins. That you and I are separated by an ocean and a little history. We're basically transplanted Englishmen and other Northern Europeans that we still kind of look back at the old places and the old countries and say, we have a lot in common with these people. Um, you guys have done the whole socialist thing, and you kind of, through example, have led our conservative movement. Um, we call it the Tea Party movement now. We're conservatives and constitutionalists. You've kind of shown us through example of why not to do certain things, and for that we thank you. But now we would also like you guys to stop punishing yourselves by being a part of this European Union. This is crazy. You got sucked in under the auspices of being in a trade union. Something that was like an open trade agreement between European nations. And from there it became this monster, ridiculous bureaucracy of unelected, unqualified goofballs who now tell you when you can take your trash out. A person from Brussels is going to dictate that to a person living in Southampton. That's awesome, isn't it? I bet you guys feel so awesome about that. The more power you centralize in a central government, and the farther away those people are, and it just gets worse for you. It really does. There are a lot of busybodies. A lot of these people think that they're being benevolent to you by being a busybody and making a law a minute, whether they need one or not. This is, you know, that this is not the way to do it. A law infringes on somebody or everybody. It's ridiculous. You don't need this. You know this. I hope you guys give UKIP a fair hearing. Coming up here this week, I guess the polls open Wednesday. I really hope that you guys will consider UKIP. As far as I'm concerned, I've been looking on over there at Labor, at some of the other peripheral parties. Green, well, they're lefty, wacko, environmental freaks. And then you've got BNP, who really does seem to be kind of the racist, nationalist set. And the three major parties are all kind of in lockstep. There's just varying degrees of social spending and whatever that they disagree on. But the open borders policy that they've forced upon you guys, total disaster. Milton Friedman had it right. End welfare, then open the borders. You can't have simultaneously open borders and no immigration policy at all, and welfare running simultaneously. Make people travel to work, not immigrate to welfare. So, that's just a joke. That's been kind of crushed down you guys' throats. Just their commercial fishing and their other policies have been a mess for you. You were wise not to join the Eurozone. Forget that. just be Great Britain. Be yourselves. Make your own laws. Make Westminster count. Make them accountable through the ballot box. Forget about this giant Euro disaster. Don't end up like Greece and Portugal and Spain, probably. Forget about all that nonsense. Turn back while you still can. Just be you. You'll be happier. So vote UKIP. And Nigel Farage and Lord Pearson, you don't owe me a thing for this spot. Good luck.